Take two, bang, bang. that's it, guys. Version 2. Not perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but I thought that was pretty good. So I did 2 versions of this song. Again, I decided to do something special for Vanilla Fudge after my encounter and motivation and inspiration after meeting Vince Martell. And not just that, but I decided to do something special by doing 2 takes of each studio track rather than just one, because the album's really not that long. But it is tricky. There's a lot of tricky parts in there. The timing's not perfect, but you get the idea of it, and it's pretty darn good. So if I'm thinking it's pretty good, I hope you think it's pretty good. So again, thanks for checking out the channel. Bang bang. Check out the description for more information, like on the original artists who wrote these songs. As we all know, Vanilla Fudge really known for their psychedelic composition arrangements or psychedelic covers of songs already, written. For example, like the Beatles or the Supremes. Psychedelic Sunday. I'm using a little bit of a blues driver on this track, like I did with People Get Ready, and I cranked the reverb a little bit more on this track, as well as, in my opinion, listening to this studio version, I feel like there's a little more reverb with the drums, and by the cause of Carmine's power hitting, almost sounds like the drum microphones were like just a little bit like being pushed to almost like a light distorted sound a little bit because of his power hitting or the ambience of the room, or it could just be the sound quality of the recording they were using. So to mimic that, I was using a Boss BD2 blues driver on top of the drums. The drums ambience effect is on the Hall S. As you can hear the reverb, it's on the Hall S setting, and then I have the reverb cranked pretty hot on the Roland Micro Cube amp, just to mimic that warm sounding, slightly overdriven microphone sounding quality of the microphones over the kit, as I hear it on the studio version. I could be full of crap, but this is just like a theory. Again, I wasn't there when they recorded it. I only asked so many questions to Vince or his wife Peg to try to figure out what exactly what was going on, or whatever came to my mind. I tried asking, but some of the detail stuff, I'm like really geeky about. So because I want to make the project really good and sound quality as best as I can, and I just want to make sure my information is somewhat accurate in the description. So thanks again for checking out another Vanilla Fudge video. Again, more information in the description. And one part I use my snare drum here, and it's just a Ludwig Classic Maple USA Black Oyster Pearl snare drum in the famous Ringo Starr Black Oyster Pearl. Silent stroke Remo head. The reason why I wanted to use that was for that part where I think Carmine was tapping the hi-hat just to keep time while the rest of the band was playing. I don't know if that part, you hear him lightly tapping the hi-hat when Mark was singing, and I think he was trying to keep time with everything, but then you hear like a really light, I don't know if he was playing loud, like in another room, and the microphones were kind of low, or if he was kind of just keeping time, like, hey, where are we going with this? Something like that. Again, not to digress, but a lot of these bands, when they did this stuff in the studio, it was kind of live, and they did it in very few takes, I think because of time and money. So, and they tried to capture a live setting as if they would play like in a live concert, but they would do it in the studio. That goes back to way, like, even when the Beatles recorded, like, like Please Please Me, or, over here. Sorry to digress here, but this is a great example Beatles album or rock and roll album that was recorded live in the studio, where very few overdubs, and they just kind of played it live, because George Martin wanted to capture the Beatles playing in a live setting, because they were really good at playing live, like in a club, like at Top 10 Club or the Cavern Club. So my point is that I think this album, Vanilla Fudge, was majority of it was probably recorded live, where Mark was in one booth, Carmine was probably behind like a wall, like a shield. You know, Vinny was in another room. Tim Bogert was maybe over there, somewhere next to Carmine, and I guess they just kind of played whatever they felt, and whatever what was recorded in those takes, they did it. So again, that brings me to why I'm doing 2 takes of each song, because I really want to capture the live setting, or the experience for myself to play in a live setting doing very few takes. So if there were mistakes, I kind of left them, because it kind of keeps the whole track a little loose. And if you try to do it so note for note, like some of my versions I've done, it's awesome, but it's like it kind of takes away from that live experience. You know, we're knowing that, oh, I have to get it in this take, I can't do another one. So I think it was that kind of like feeling, I would assume, if they're in the studio. I'm pretty sure if any of these guys making all these awesome albums, not just Vanilla Fudge, pretty sure they're going to hear something and say, oh, I hate that part, I wish we didn't do that, or I wish I didn't do that, or I screwed up there, hit the wrong note or wrong chord, or came down wrong. You know, I'm pretty sure these guys have their opinions on songs and albums. And if you listen to some of the stuff on this album, Vanilla Fudge, you can kind of hear some parts where it's like, you know, like they almost lost it. You know, like if you listen to She's Not There, there's like a weird break part where he kind of rolls the cymbals, all the music stops, and Carmine just kind of like playing these random fills before they pick back up, and then Vinny comes in. That's like an example of like, that's a live, right on the spot, you know what I mean? And because it almost sounds like they lost it, like, oh, we're going to lose it here, we're going to have to do the whole thing over again, but they kept hanging on. So thanks again, guys. Rockstars92 out. Vanilla Fudge. Yummy. Happy Halloween. Eat some fudge. Good night. Stay safe.